Saturday, March 4th, 2023, and I'm doing the framing here for episode 28 of the Make Every Media podcast, also available in video form on our YouTube page. This conversation was recorded just yesterday over Zoom and then edited by yours truly, and it features our client communications manager, Amber Quick, along with Beth Burns, the artistic director of Hidden Room Theater, one of our very first clients. We're talking April of 2020, and she's still a client today. Actually, we have some news. We've been building something together over the last 3 years, and we're finally ready to tell you what. It's called the Hidden Storybook. It's a game, it's an app for your phone, and it's a motivational storytelling adventure with sound design by Buzz Moran and music like what you're hearing now from the Austin Baroque Orchestra. And you can download chapter 1 of the story and playtest it today if you go to makeeverymedia.com/thehiddenstorybook from your mobile device. Mainly we're looking for feedback on this first chapter before we go and build the other 9 and record audio with a full cast of characters. So once you've played the game, pop on over to makeeverymedia.com/storybook to fill out a little questionnaire about the experience. And if you just can't wait and you love it so much that you just want to go ahead and help us build the rest of the chapters, please consider donating to our Kickstarter, also linked to on both of those web pages and in the description of this episode. Suddenly we got 2 weeks left on that Kickstarter. It ends March 18th. Okay, well, without further ado, here's yesterday's conversation with me, Beth Burns, and Amber Quick. Hey everybody, welcome to Make Every Media in the year 2023. I am your host, Michael Furstenfeld. This is what I look like. This is what I sound like in the year 2023. We've also got Amber Quick on the line here, the Make Every Media
Hello.
communications manager, and also often video editor and audio editor and copywriter and designer, so many things. We're recording this here on March 3rd, 3:40 p.m. This is our 7th year making this podcast, lucky number 7. This is our 3rd year as a business, Make Every Media LLC, lucky number 3, right? It's our 2nd year as a Twitch affiliate, doing these live broadcasts all over the internet at twitch.tv/makeeverymedia. But somewhere in there, between those like 6 months of when we became a business, somewhere in there, Beth Burns approached us about a project that was like everything in our mission and values, everything just kind of wrapped up into one project. And we had just worked with her and the Hidden Room Theater as the backing band, actually, in the Arden of Faversham, February of 2020. And then bam, March happened. And I'm seeing like not more than a month later, we were already in email talks about podcasts and possibly apps. And yeah, Beth,
that's
is that right? It was like within 2 months of the pandemic happening that you already had this idea.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for that excellent synopsis of how it all went down. Working on Arden of Faversham with you guys was fantastic. Lots of fun. I run on paranoia, and I was already pretty freaked out when we were in February. I was already flipping out and starting to look around and at how things were going to go down, and was already starting to clean my house a little harder and try and figure out what I needed to do to get ready for this. And you guys, I was right.
Yeah, and the lockdowns didn't happen until March. Am I remembering that right?
In Austin, it was March 17th.
Oh, that's right, because it was South by was when stuff started shutting down. I was like, there it is. It's happening. So our livelihood, my livelihood certainly, has to do with communal gatherings, dealing with catharsis and, experiential happenings where we can all talk about our emotions and watch each other's stories and not feel so alone. Well, that's just counterindicated when it comes to lockdowns and pandemics. And so I had already been thinking, what can Hidden Room do that could keep our actors safe, keep our audiences safe, and actually help people? And so when we're really starting to get into lockdown and I'm spending a lot of time cleaning my house and being sad, then I thought, well, what do I wish I had? If I could have anything, what would really help me? And, my snarky inner voice said, well, what would help me is if I had like a fairy godmother and a bunch of woodland creatures to help me clean my house and keep me company and tell me I was doing a good job. And then I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Can I do that? Can I make that happen for people? Also, I was getting so sick of my living space, you know? And I just thought, what if I had like a storybook, like a magical storybook, and if I opened the pages, I could see the world around me in a different way. Characters that weren't there were all of a sudden there through the storybook, and I could be somebody else. And I was like, well, all I'm doing right now is taking sad walks around my neighborhood and cleaning. Who else took sad walks and cleaned? And I was like, oh, well, Cinderella did. And then I thought, okay, well, if I pretend to be Cinderella while I'm cleaning up today, does that make things better? And the answer was yes, it does. And I knew that you guys were making this wonderful material. And so I reached out to you first to see if you thought it was feasible and interesting. And thank goodness you said yes, because now we've got this actual reality of this app that I think is really going to help people and already is helping me in the beta version. I'm much happier when I clean up and take walks.
You're already using the app.
I'm already using the app.
So I've had the front row seat for this whole production over the last 3 years. It's been absolutely incredible to see Beth's story sort of come to life, and then to see Mike's developer designer brain break it all down into communicative little threads that can tell the next part of the story what to do based on what you did previously. And it's just been really an incredible experience to see it all come together. And some of the feedback that we've been getting from this public beta has been what an exciting and supportive idea this is. And not necessarily that it's an anti-game, but the point is not to stare at your screen. The point is to use this as a supportive tool while you do things in the real world in your day-to-day life. And so I feel like it's hard for people to understand what exactly it is that we're doing, right? We know that it's a storytelling app. We know that it's something to do with our daily tasks. But Beth, will you talk a little bit about the user experience and what we hope they get from the full?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's great. So, okay. So let's just say, we'll take it from the very beginning, the impulse to do something and the desire not to do it at the same time, right? I need to get out of the house and take a walk, or I've got to get on that treadmill because I feel better if I do, but Lordy, I don't want to. Or my kitchen's a disaster. I've got to clean it up, but I've just got that feeling I just don't want to do it. And if only I had somebody here with me, maybe it would make it easier, right? And so, yeah, open up the Hidden Storybook app. It's like opening up the storybook itself, bloop, and you start the story, and you get a little bit of a chapter, and then it'll prompt you. What are you going to do today? Are you going to tidy up, or are you going to go on a journey? And you pick how long you want this chapter to run. You're given some options, and you hit go. And then in the perfect world, if you're able to, you pop that phone or whatever you've got in your pocket or put it off to the side, and you have that almost a radio play of sorts going, that you can then just imagine yourself in this other world while you do your task. There's an acting exercise whereby actors can transform into characters. And we do something similar in the storybook. In each chapter, there's this sort of magic spell, and poof, you're now another person. And you're this person that happens to be really good at the task at hand and somebody who really likes it. And the brain is a funny thing because, as Xena once said, you become who you pretend to be. And if you can pretend to be confident and strong and happy to do something, your brain is going to go, okay, eventually, and kind of give into that, as opposed to, but I'm bad at cleaning. If you can tell yourself, I'm good at cleaning, I like this is good for me, eventually your brain's going to go, okay, all right, you, if you say so. And then all of a sudden things get better. So then you get to play out the story. When you're done with the chapter, you can make a choice. You know what? I really enjoyed that chapter, but I'd like to see what happens if I choose the other thing. I did some walking, but now, I took whatever journey I wanted to take, but now I'm going to clean up. bloop, you can take that same chapter again in another pathway. It will be divergent, it will be different. Or you can choose to go on to the next chapter, see what happens next. You've always got that story driving forward. What's going to happen next? Hopefully to get you to come back and keep doing the good things that you want to do, but sometimes we just don't feel like doing. If I could have written one to help you do your taxes, I would have done it. It's in here.
It's a task. It's a task. It's a form of tidying, right?
It is indeed.
Also a journey.
Yes. Making my budget, like if there's something out there like that, I'll try and figure it out. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. Well, and with the option of journeying or tidying, it's basically, do you want to stay in your space or do you want to venture out into the world? Maybe it's grocery shopping. That I always need a little emotional support when I go into a grocery store. It would be very nice to have a fairy godmother telling me that I'm doing a great job.
Doing great.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing, is that as you're going along, you're not only getting story, but you are getting encouragement, and sometimes you're getting tips. So if you're cleaning up, we've got some tips from professional cleaners on, little things that make your cleaning easier. And if you're moving, we've got this fantastic movement inclusion director, Kelly Hassandras, who has been really helpful in not only giving us tips in joyful moving, but also making sure that no matter how you move, that this app is for you. We're all different, and we want to make sure that movement is as joyful as it can be, no matter how you do it. I can't run. I've got a bad back. Haven't been able to run since I was 25, doctor's orders. Yeah. Bummer. Everybody's got something.
That's right.
Hidden Room's been running for 12 years in Austin, and I've been very lucky to manage to pull in absolutely the most world-class talent that I've ever come across. And they're all right here in Austin, and willing to come work together. We all work really well together as a team already. Man, we're lucky. Mark Puhay, Ava McQuaid, Liz Beckham, Christina Otten, Robert Matney, Justin Scalise, Jill Swanson, Amber Quick, and Michael Furstenfeld. Come on, y'all. I mean, that's a great cast. We're supported by the National Endowment for the Arts, City of Austin Cultural Funding, and the Creative Fund. And we've got art design by Jenny Marie Jemison at 5 and 4, longtime Hidden Room collaborator, total rock star hero. I mean, just the most beautiful, impactful designs. And then my own child, Sloan Reardon, who is no longer a child, has done just the perfect artwork on these little character sprites. Couldn't be happier. Sloan Reardon, man, just nailed it. Just nailed it. And look at the fairy godmother with her little pumpkin skirt. How smart is that? I didn't tell Sloan to make a pumpkin skirt.
And her perfectly pointy little toes.
Her little pointy toes and her magic sparkles underneath. And of course, so there's nobody better to play somebody who is both nurturing and also, a little tough love and funny and kind and smart than Eva McQuaid. It's just a match made in heaven. She is such a delight to work with. And she really is, Eva really is your guide through the storybook. She's really right there on your shoulder, in your ear. She's there to help. Mark Puhay as Prince Philip is nice, because Sloan took an old headshot of Mark and used that as a guidepost. And those stepsisters, I mean, they're just funny to look at as they are. They're based on some of the women that Sloan and I encountered when we spent a summer in London. We have Florence the Bird, as played by Amber Quick, and we have Gerald the Mouse, as played by Michael Furstenfeld. They're just perfect. It's just, I couldn't ask for better. And also it was sort of, it was a nice parallel in that I had two real solid people that were partners in making this thing a reality, in helping with this task that could not be done alone. And I think that really does come down to the whole theme of this app. When you just don't want to do it alone, you can have that company. So,
and here is like everybody's favorite.
That one weird rat.
That one weird rat.
So good we had to put him on a pillow.
That's right. It's one of our Kickstarter tier rewards is you can get the weird rat on a really nice, soft, silky pillow. You can hold him and squeeze him. I only wish that that he had a little sound inside of him that when you squeezed him, he went squeak. That would make me happy. I'm really hopeful that this app, this experience, will help people clear out that both physical and emotional clutter that this past 3 years in particular has saddled us with. I really hope that it's a joyful experience, because I think cleaning in particular, cleaning and movement, are both really good for that. They're really good for clarity and openness and sort of a nice refresh, and also imagination play, which I think we're all sort of, I know that's a cheesy theater term, but I think that's something that we've all been sorely lacking. And company, when we all feel isolated. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I think even for extroverts, natural, people who are naturally excited to be around other people, it's a little awkward. I found myself in several awkward social encounters that I never dreamed would be socially awkward before. It's normally that's usually what I thrive on. And yet I find myself kind of re-entering society and being tongue-tied or, less confident than I used to be. And I'm sort of hoping that an app like this, that this kind of experience can help warm you back up again to that notion of, being a social creature and a creature that can help other people and be helped by other people. Because that's, life and stuff, you guys. It's kind of what it's all about.
Segue.
Right. So now we have our public beta. We know that it's a thing that works. We're getting great response from it. We know that people are using it for its intended purpose and finding the value in it in their everyday tasks, right? So now the next step is to record this incredible cast of talent and then build out the rest of the chapters of the story of Cinderella. And so to do that, we're running our Kickstarter, and we need all the support that we can get for it, because we're so close. We just need that little bump just to get us there to the end goal, which our closing date on the Kickstarter is March 19th. March 19th. That's right.
But I think it's like March 19th at 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, it really is like a
March 18th is really
March 18th
right.
For
March
Night
18th.
Owls. Yeah.
And so there's all sorts of fun perks and stickers and notebooks and a weird rat pillow, the highly coveted weird rat pillow.
And sessions with a professional cleaner organizer, and a session with our movement inclusion director, Kelly Hassandras, on making your movements more joyful. I mean, and she's a great person to spend a half an hour with. I'm really hopeful that if people are intrigued by this idea, they want to learn more, they're interested in sharing it with people that they think would enjoy it, or if they might be willing to pop in and offer their support, which we would be so grateful for in any amount. $1 helps. $5 helps. Like anything really helps. I think the easiest way is probably either to go to Hidden Room's website, Hidden Room Theater with an RE.com, which then you can link into our Kickstarter, or I would say your site. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're interested in playing the public beta of Chapter 1, you can find that at makeeverymedia.com/The Hidden Storybook. And that'll also link to the Kickstarter afterwards, if you can't wait to hear the next 9 chapters like me.
Oh, they're going to be good. They're going to be great. So excited.
So excited.
If you want to get on the super exclusive private testing list for us Android users, you can email us at makeeverymedia@gmail.com. It's very exclusive.
All the cool Android users.
Users are doing it. But no, I'm just so excited to see this all come together. It's been such a process of love and fun and learning along the way and encouraging each other. And, I think people are really gonna love it once they can have their little fairy godmother in their pocket.
We all need one.
The Hidden Storybook. Download it to your everyday device and we'll help turn everything you survey into something magical.
Those websites again are thehiddenroomtheater.com, that's theater with an R-E, and makeeverymedia.com/thehiddenstorybook. And as always these days it seems, for the rest of our links, go to linktree.com/makeeverymedia. All of the music in this episode, except for that last little bit from our Kickstarter trailer, has been from the Austin Baroque Orchestra. And in that trailer tidbit that we just played, you heard the voice of Lowell Bartholomee, who also edited that trailer video, which you can watch in full on our YouTube, Vimeo, Kickstarter. It's everywhere now. Anyway, thanks for watching and/or listening and/or playing from Make Every Media, The Hidden Storybook, and The Hidden Room Theater. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.